Okay, even when I was in America, there was this weird notion that I didn't grow up with a father. I have no idea where this shit's coming from. It must be from the area my mother lives in, probably from my high school. I don't know. It's weird. Because the only time in my entire life did I stop speaking to my father is because we had an argument, basically, that my ex-boyfriend, who's a fucking third world village little friggin' southern cunt, caused. Okay? I was always close to my dad growing up. I had a father figure in my life. I had more than one. I had my father, who's a builder, Mark Ian Fleming. I had my grandfather, Reginald George Purdy, mum's father. And I had my uncle, Richard Mihowski. Three male figures. All beautiful male figures, by the way. Dad, Mark Ian Fleming, lovely, chivalry, great, a gentleman to women. Never raised his hand to a female in his life. No alcoholism, no mental health issues like my mum's second husband. No drug use. Okay? That's Mark Ian Fleming, a great builder, who's sick and retired now. Of course, he's old. There's that. Reginald George Purdy, my mother's father. My mother's younger sister, Marianne, her husband, Richard Mihowski. Three men. Okay? That's my upbringing. Three men. This bullshit. And then, so it just so happened that, I'm still homosexual because it's the way you're born. Like, this proves that's not the way you're raised, it's the way you're born. I wasn't some big girl's blouse with apron strings tied to me, like my ex-partner, Gio. No, I was out with doing up motorbikes with Uncle Richard, building with my dad, and everything that my grandfather Reg could get me into, whether it was going to work with him at John Smiles at Family Boats, or back in those days it was PJ Boats, and he was teaching me how to rewire to the boat battery. So rewiring boats, because that's what he was doing. But he's actually a butcher by trade. That's my upbringing. I don't know who started the shit, because I was never with my mum. I'm not really close to my mum. I was close to Lola, my grandmother, who's a lady. Meaning a lady as in the way she holds herself. Unlike the skanky, low-life, scum shit women that you're going to find today. That's what I mean. An actual female. So my grandmother was actually an actual woman. Unlike the dirty, low-life scumbags of male-behaving women that you're going to find today. So my father, Mark Ian Fleming, he wasn't in our life? Really? See, I put these photos up on social media. Next minute, you got idiots saying I had photos of someone else's kids on social media. It's like, no, that's me. Believe it or not, that is me in 1990. Okay, now I'm just going to, because people keep bringing up my hair being waving. Listen, Dad's hair was waving, actually. If you have a look at that photo of me there, you can see my little long waviness at the back of the hair there. That's us, a normal suburban family. Okay, a capitalist family, not a socialist, not a communist. Capitalism, a nice, normal 1980s family. That's my twin sister, Amanda Lee Fleming. That's myself, Justin Mark Fleming. That's my father, Mark Ian Fleming. That's us. Okay? I don't know who wrote in the back. Is that Dad's handwriting? Or it could be Annette's. Annette was his partner back then. Beautiful. Actually, that photo is taken by Annette. That's taken in the studios there in Penrith. So, a nice, normal, beautiful family. Here's Annette. Here we go. Annette Carvin. That's Dad and Annette. So this lady was like a stepmother to us. She was lovely, actually. So when my parents divorced, that's my dad's long-term partner. She was lovely. She was like a very classy, very refined woman, a lady. Oh, she was lovely. Oh, look, honestly, excuse me. Yeah, I've still got a chest infection. 3 months of a chest infection. You know what? Both my grandparents fought in the war. Actually, a lot of my family members fought in the war, first and second, so that we could have freedom. So their grandkids could have freedom and live in a luxury life in Australia. I live in fucking shit. Okay? While immigrants get given everything. Yeah, that really pisses me off to think that you grow up with family members that were like, this is what it was like, when I was fighting, but I fought for you. Fought for me for what? To live in squalor? Why did you go to war for Australia when we're just handing it over anyway? Honest to God, like why? Why did Stanley Fleming, my dad's father, go to war? Why did even Reginald George Purdy? He was in, well, he did the training or something. The war ended before he actually went to the front line, but still. Okay, then you've got Leo Patrick Sayer, my great uncle. I spent so much of my life growing up with him. Okay, and it was like, this is what it was like. It was terrible. This is what we went through. But we went through for you. You went through for me for what? Because now they want to tax people who are having spare rooms. Why? Why did you bother when we don't have freedom? You risked your life when I don't have freedom. I don't have a good lifestyle. A beautiful, what they thought they were fighting for. So their family members could have this, great life and live and have, the dream of this, Australian house with big rooms, and who cares if you've got a spare room full with this? So, it was this sort of life of this is what we're fighting for. So we don't have socialism, we don't have communism. Well, we just hand it to immigrants. Okay. Oh, by the way, you fought in a war, so your taxpayers' dollars is paying for Muslim children to actually get benefits because they come to Australia and their parents get benefits because they've got kids. You know that, right? That's what you fought for in risking your life for. You risked your life for immigration, for third world immigrants to come to Australia and destroy our quality of life and our quality of living because we don't get quality of living. I'm your grandson. Where's my quality of life? Where's my quality of living? No, you fought in a war for nothing. My grandfather fought in a war for nothing. For nothing. And I'm sick of it. When you see upstairs where I live and it's like, okay, benefits. They're immigrants. Muslim immigrants. They are Muslim immigrants. Okay? Muslim immigrants. And they get benefits. Indian, next door, benefits. Okay? Even the Islander and the other one, benefits. Benefits to raise their kids. Benefits for the kids' schooling. Benefits for medical. Benefits. Benefits that my family fought in a war for these immigrants to have. And that pisses you off. That pisses me off knowing when you sit there growing up with family members going, this is what it was like, but we did it for you. And it's like, for me, I'm not benefiting from what you fought for, Pop. These immigrants, they're benefiting from what you fought for. Not me, not your family member, not your grandson. No, these immigrants, these scumbags are benefiting. Their kids are benefiting. Okay? These pieces of shit. Entitlement because of the do-gooders and the fucking left in this shithole of a country and the immigrants that voted for Anthony Albanese, they're benefiting. So you fought in a war for nothing. You fought in a war for absolutely nothing. And that's where I look at it and think, no. How can you support, and no offense, because I do support the military, but how can you support it when you're going to war for nothing? It's not to go to your grandkids like you fought. It's not for my quality of life. I don't benefit from it, but these immigrants are benefiting from it. So those who actually said this bullshit about, we grew up without our father. No, we grew up with our father. The first time in my life that my dad's been out of it was after the argument we had in 2012 that my ex, whose father is a little short, fat, fucking immigrant cunt from southern Italy, Sebastian Consalvo, okay? Although his mother, Dawn Carpenter, is a convict fucking Scottish. They're pieces of shit from South Australia. Both of them. Both my ex's parents are pieces of shit from South Australia because their son moved to Sydney homeless and benefited from me There we go. Another piece of scumbag fucking wog immigrant. So those that want to make up stories about my dad, where they get the information from. Because my dad was prominent in my life. My dad, Mark Ian Fleming, was prominent in mine and my twin sister Amanda Lee Fleming's life. So was our grandfather Reginald George Purdy. So was our uncle Richard Mihowski. Right? That right there is my twin sister Amanda Lee Fleming down at Ettalong Beach with my dad's older sister Sandra Fleming. That's Sandra Fleming. Well, her husband's name's Johnson, so it's, Johnson. She married Barry Johnson. Now the lens is dirty. But nevertheless, that's still... So dad's a Fleming. His sister's a Flemings. That's it. Yeah, thick black curly hair. They look European. Okay? I've said this before. I'm sick of it. Because right from people are like, oh, but you look ethnic. It was like, yeah, dad's father. Dad's father, Stanley Fleming, looks ethnic, but could have been dark German with the name Fleming. Who knows? Okay, he was raised by a white family in Botany Bay. My dad's father, Stanley Fleming, was raised by a spinster, Edith Kavanagh. Edith Kavanagh's family, her father, is one of Australia's nautical pioneer families. There's streets named after him in Botany Bay. That's who raised my dad's father. Pioneer families to Australia. Okay? Those that came here as settlers to build Australia, to make something of Australia. They don't come once it's developed as immigrants to reap the benefits that people like my dad's father built. No. They came here to work and create and build a country that immigrants are now reaping the benefits from. That's Amanda Lee Fleming right there, feeding the seagulls, you can see. That right there, that's the wharf. Not far from what used to be Anderson's boat shed. That's Ettalong Beach. That's Ettalong Beach. That's Sandra Fleming, my dad's older sister. Married name's Johnson. And that's my twin sister Amanda. So dad's side was prominent in our life growing up. Thanks very much to those pieces of shit people who obviously know mum's second husband's family who made up these stories. Because dad was always there right through our entire life. Okay? Let me show you. There's a photo. Here we go. Okay. Mum moved. My mother decided to move from Sydney. She ran away. It was so fast, my dad had no idea that his wife was taking his children away from Sydney. See, my mother remarried on the rebound, then ran away from Sydney, which is criminal. She should have been stopped, charged, in court, and a new custody battle. So exactly what should have happened, as soon as my mother tried to take her kids out of Sydney, it should have been in court as a custody battle, and dad should have had full custody of his kids. So my dad used to come up every single Sunday he could. Like basically, dad worked like 6 days a week. Baxter! Dad worked 6 days a week. Okay? He built for his family. He provided for his family. Okay? Every time he finished work, he was like, and Ned and him were in the car traveling. Because why? Because his insane ex-wife stole his kids. Because his insane ex-wife ran away with his kids from Sydney. That's why. So he was there. I tell you what, this is what pisses me off. You Tamworth scummy little piece of shit. Get your facts right. You dumb cunts from Tamworth. That's Dad. That's at Katinga Pony Club in 1990. That's Amanda. That's our actual father, Mark Fleming. Travelled all the way up just to see Amanda compete. That's him giving Amanda a hug and a kiss there. Look. Oh, there you go. Is that a Net's handwriting or Dad's? See, 16th of September, 1990. See that? The poor man would travel back and forth in a day. In a day. Because he worked. Okay? Worked all the time. He would get in the car, drive 5 hours one way, and go and see his kids, then drive 5 hours back and go straight back to work. You Tamworth arseholes that want to lie. What should have happened in April 1989 is my mother should have been arrested for taking her kids from Sydney. Then she should have been in court facing charges. A new custody battle should have been heard. And my dad should have had full custody of Amanda and myself. That's exactly what the state government should have happened. You know what? I should be more focusing on suing the state government for damages. You let a deranged mother run away from Sydney with her children. How could you do that? You let a deranged mother run away and steal her children. There's Mark Ian Fleming with Amanda Lee Fleming. To you dumb pricks in Katingal and Moonbi, her name's Fleming, not Rackley. You've been told for 36 years, you might want to start correcting that. That's Amanda Lee Fleming with her father, Mark Ian Fleming. There you go, you fucking scum cunts. 16th September 1990. I'm going to say something else, you piece of shit from Tamworth. Say it. You're a fucking group of the most scummiest piece of shit people I've ever met in my fucking entire life. The bullshit out of your mouth. Then we've got, no, that is Amanda and myself. So Dad took us to, here you go. Mum moves to new area. Okay. Dad's the one that researches what's in the area that his ex-wife moves to and takes us out to places. So Dad travels all the way from Sydney and he's like, you know, there's a wildlife park just down the road from where your mum's moved to. So what? Oh, Endeavour. You want to go up there? It's in North Tamworth. I'm like, okay. There we go. That's Amanda and that's my twin sister Amanda and myself. That's me, Justin Mark Fleming, in Tamworth. But who took us? Dad. Dad travelled all the way up from Sydney and took us there. Do you not understand this? Okay, my mother was interested in one thing and one thing only. My mother, Carol Ann Purdy, was interested in chasing her second husband around, Mark Rackley. That's all my mother had time to do, was to run after her second husband's family. So my dad was still doing everything with us. Okay? I've got photos here of Hanging Rock. So he would travel up and take us on these outings in the area that his first wife moved to with her second husband. That must be such a real bad father, my dad. Terrible, terrible. Travelled all the way up from Sydney because his insane ex-wife ran away from Sydney with her piece of shit druggo husband. Yeah. That's what the government let Carol Ann Purdy do. Run away from Sydney with her druggo husband, Mark Rackley, and steal the kids. You let it go. Oh, wait. Why did she get away with this? She's a female. Fuck off. Fuck off. That is the most bullshit. Okay, and now we've got a cunt of a Prime Minister. That's exactly the piece of shit that encourages that type of behaviour. We've got a piece of shit, scummy, low-life Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, that encourages that exact bullshit behaviour. What do you expect? Was there a father? A fatherless man as a Prime Minister? Look at this shit. That's exactly what happens when you're raised without a father. That piece of shit. That is our fucking Prime Minister. That piece of scummy fucking shit. That's our fucking Prime Minister. Oh, who voted for him? I'll tell you what, you won't find many Australians that did, but you'll find a shitload of immigrants and illegal immigrants as that. Here's Annette. So all these photos are brought up. Oh, sinister. Yeah, right. That's Annette dancing with Amanda. So that's Dad's partner. Lovely woman. Dad should have stayed with her. When you look at the car crash of emotions, that's our fucking mother. And then he decided to have a daughter with another woman that's almost like our mother. It's like, Dad, Annette was the best for you. Like, seriously, she was just a lovely, pause, beautiful woman. There's Dad dancing with Amanda. Okay, lovely man. Okay? Like, what the fuck? Like, I can't believe it. I still, that's Shane Johnson, who's Sandra's son, who looks like Stanley Fleming. Which, everyone's freaked out. This going, that's not this, that's not that. Yeah, what Justin says is the truth, losers. Because I'm not some scum female like my deadbeat mother trying to scam something. That is my dad's nephew in 1990. That's his first wife. That's Rachel. Well, that's his ex-wife, I should say. So, Dad. Here we go. There's the photo I'm looking for. Here. That's not his father. I've had idiots come up with. Yep, that is my father. Okay. Yeah, he does look European there. Okay, we all throw back a little bit of Stanley Fleming. That's Dad. That's Mark Ian Fleming. Right there. Okay. That's myself, Justin Mark Fleming. That's my twin sister, Amanda Lee Fleming. That's us. Yep. Anything else, guys? Because let me tell you, so what was it like growing up in the suburbs of Sydney? Fantastic. Dad will come home from building and he'll be exhausted. But that is still my mitt from when I was a kid. My dad grew up playing baseball. You want to fucking debate it? Because I've literally had people go, it was cricket. No. Mark Ian Fleming grew up playing baseball. Okay, these trophies were still in my grandparents' house in 23 Bangalow Street in Ettalong Beach. They were still there back in 2012. I asked my auntie if I could take them. These belong to my dad. Okay, these are my dad's baseball trophies. Okay, so when he played for Parramatta Wolves. So my dad grew up playing baseball. And when I was a little kid, I grew up playing soccer. Okay, I know idiots keep making up stories. It's like, okay, you must be fuckwits that know nothing about me at all. Because I can tell you now, if you're related to me, you knew that I grew up playing soccer. My dad grew up playing baseball. These are Mark Fleming's trophies. But you've got dickheads in Sydney going, whatever stories I want to make up, it's like, yeah, okay. I grew up playing soccer, and that's it. And these are Dad's baseball trophies. And then Dad used to come into the yard. This is Dad's baseball, by the way. It's my father's baseball. That's my mitt from when I was a kid. And that's the bigger one that Dad tried to used to get me to catch with. Yeah, I still got them from the 80s. Because they're memorable to me. Okay? Why? Because Dad was a lovely man. He used to come out, we used to go ever kick the ball against the fence. So we used to get the soccer ball. Because I grew up playing soccer, so what we used to do, so the back fence there, it's not there anymore. The house is all demolished and it's made way for, guess what it's made? Way for immigrants. Yeah, so the land and house, we had a big house with land in the suburbs, and it's all demolished and flattened in ground, and they built about 30 houses over the top of it, probably more, for low-income people, immigrants. That's what I think to immigration. Fuck you. Fuck immigration into Australia. So anyway, so where we had the fence off the back, so in the backyard, we used to kick the soccer ball against it. So I used to run along the fence and kick it against the fence, and it bounced back to me, kick it back, 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 and practice my soccer. And then we used to play baseball in the back. Okay, and that's what we used to play. So I always had a father figure. I wasn't with my mother. Okay, and that's my mitt. That's my baseball because I was a little kid. Okay, that was just. Okay, I wasn't that great at baseball, but Dad was. Dad always played baseball. That's my dad's baseball, Mark Ian Fleming's. That's mine from when I was a little kid. Big size difference. And so why don't you guys get your facts straight before you start publishing shit? Tamworth is just a place my mother ran away to. When she was running away, her parents won't accept her second marriage. No, of course not, you deranged loser. Because your second husband has mental health issues, suicide issues, depression, alcoholism, drug use, wife bashing and child abuse. That's who my mother decided to. Anyone else that's normal in the world would be like, what the fuck? But Mum's like, he's just so perfect. Okay. You're insane. Do you know that, Carol Purdy? You're fucking insane. You are a deadbeat piece of shit lowlife. And the state government needs to be held accountable for you. Because the state government had a duty of care to make sure that you never got custody of your kids. Okay? And the state government needs to start being held accountable for the damages that they cause.